Okay, it is Friday. Let's jump right in. I think bias is a bit tricky today. In my opinion, it's a little bit tricky. On NQ, on the daily, we've now filled this new day opening gap. So we can expect to see bearish shines out. This daily imbalance is still holding bearish. It's not been displaced through yet, so we'd like to see this continue to hold and us to continue to sell off. But yeah, we don't really know. Zooming in, the 4 hour obviously filled the gap. In the daily gap, we've got this untouched 4 hour imbalance that I'd like to see us be the draw on liquidity for the morning session, along with, well, this 4 hour gap's been holding bullish the whole time, so this could also be a potential draw. Zooming in again, we've got 1 hour liquidity resting within that 4 hour imbalance, so it's a strong draw on price, and we have been generating sell side, look something like that. Take the internal high, no SMT though, no like strong SMT at the highs. There may be little panicky ones within here, but yeah, there's like a tiny one from those highs to those highs, but like it's not, as you can see, it's not a strong SMT in my opinion. We are starting to get this displacement lower now. Potentially see if this imbalance gets revisited and holding bearish. We could see a small internal model like this. See a continuation down to this sell side in this 4 hour imbalance, or we could straight dump it open and then target the internal liquidity resting above again. We don't know. However, the higher time frame to me does look a lot more bearish, as we are leaving behind all the swing lows that are like yesterday and today. Like all the swing lows are being left, which to me is generating sell side liquidity. Swing low, swing low, swing low, swing low, all being left behind, so that provokes a higher time frame sell model in my opinion. And we have now filled the area we expect to reject, and we are back in OTE of this previous price leg, so it's an area we expect to see manipulation and then distribution. And obviously we've had manipulation at these highs, and we have yet to have a change in the state of delivery on the 1 hour, but the 15-minute we have done now, because these are the candles that took that high, that is the manipulation leg, so that's the 15-minute change in the state of delivery, and we can expect to see potentially a continuation. If there was an SMT here, it'd be perfect, but there's not, so we'll see what happens going into open. 10 minutes, opens in 10 minutes. ES looks a little bit similar. We are filling that daily opening gap. NQ, no 4 hour imbalance, but the same 1 hour sell side within this 1 hour imbalance as well. So sort of the same thing, internal high taken as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm definitely bearish. There's no way I can be bullish yet. I'm only bullish if this gets displaced through, which hasn't happened yet, so I am bearish. And we'll see what happens. We've got nice generated lows, so we'll see. That is what my pre-market game plan looks like, and peace. Okay, so the bearish bias was wrong today, but I think it was still the right bias to have. Took a small trade, and you know, it is what it is. I'm happy with the day. There was no way I could have been bullish. I can't absolutely not base a bias off this getting ran through and the imbalance as well. I can't base a bias off of that. Yes, we've been respecting this 4 hour, moving higher and whatnot, but I can't base a bias off of this being just ran through. It doesn't make sense to me. So it's just one of those days where we're pushing higher. It is the last day of the month. We've had a crazy sell off this week, but you know, I couldn't have been bullish. Yes, there was on the daily change in the state, and I was bullish going into the week, to be honest. But then this sell-off that happened Monday overnight really, well, changed my outlook, and I guess it shouldn't have, because you know, this model is now playing out, which is what I said at the end of last week. I wanted to see happen and start moving back towards all-time highs. But, you know, that's very clear to me. But this sell-off made me change my mind about that. Made me bearish on the week. And I think today was still right. I can't expect this to be ran and form a bias from it and trade that being ran, because I've made that mistake before and it hasn't worked out in my favor. And also, if you look at the 15-minute, like, this is, in my opinion, a clear sell model. You've got low resistance liquidity all here, generating these lows. And zoom out even further, generating all these lows. I mean, we're accumulating all of London session. We were chopping up, accumulating. I was looking for that manipulation and then displacement back lower again, which in my opinion looks super clean. So I think bearish bias was still the correct bias to have, personally. I think going into next week now, if we do close above here, it will be pretty bullish, back to all-time highs. I guess just stick to what I outlook on the week, because on the week I was bullish and then this happened. And then I changed everything because of it. Well, really I shouldn't have, because this is more reason to be bullish, because that's where price is drawing towards. So it's something to go over in the weekly review, of course. Definitely something to go over on the weekly review. Did I even trade on Monday? No, Monday was a no trading day. We just legged up and continued higher. Yeah, I remember Monday. Tuesday was then my broker broke, and I got emotional. But the long bias was the correct one to have. Wednesday was no trades. Yesterday, what did I do yesterday? Oh yeah, the exact bias played out, but and then today, again, I couldn't formulate a bullish bias expecting this to be ran through. But anyway, the trade that we ended up taking. So this 5 minute that I said pre-market got instantly ran through. That should have been a sign that the bearish bias wouldn't play out, because we just instantly blown through that imbalance. And whenever that does happen, price tends to just hold the inverse. You know, we never blow through it then blow back down again. So it's something to keep in mind as well. Again, learning these lessons while on paper. Paper is not really helping my conviction though, because I'm taking losses, but I'm learning. And that's the important thing. So I don't know whether I will go on to a combine again February 10th, but we'll see how I feel after the week off. There was several low opportunities, so obviously instant spike up at open, taking this high, and we had an SMT there for ages. This SMT right here, we had that for absolutely ages. And then ES was still holding this 5 minute imbalance for ages and took the internal high multiple times. And we had another SMT there. So the first opportunity that there was that I didn't take was obviously of this 1 minute inverse, because there's no internal model here. We didn't generate that sell side. We didn't generate that sell side liquidity on this way up. There's no 1 minute internal model. This is just volatility up and then back down again. So this was definitely a trade. There's an inverse in line with an imbalance right there. But again, I didn't take it because, well, there also was a 1 minute change in the state as well. But it's not something I take because the internal model is not clear, and also it's bad R. Like the first target's there, it's bad RR. Remember from yesterday, market will give you the trades that have the good RR. So looking at that, I was like, right, this isn't going to be the trade. This is not the trade that I'm meant to take. So I just stepped back and I waited for the macro. And again, there was more opportunity right here. This SMT, that was when it was put in the first time, because you can see off this first high, the SMT was put in. Then once again, we closed beneath this, and then wick it, second low opportunity, and it looks slightly better. Stop at the high, target the internal, because we have generated some sell side now. So this one, I wouldn't be mad if I took this one, but it was before the macro, so I just still waited. And then that SMT comes in again. You know, SMT right there. And then we get this 1 minute inverse, which is part of the manipulation leg. No change in the state though, which is worth keeping in mind. No change in the state, but the 2 to 2.5 lined up with that 4-hour imbalance, which I said wanted to be the draw on the day, along with that 1-hour sell side. So we had that inverse, and it was all I wanted to see, really. You know, we've had this liquidity taken in the daily imbalance and the opening gap, and then internal SMT, and then displacement through an imbalance. So the trade I ended up taking was something like this. Stop was at the high, but a little bit further. I think it was at 840. Yeah, it was there. And target 1 was there. So you can see 3.39R, and TBG was there. So I'm happy with this trade because it is everything I wanted to see. It's in the macro. And it just wasn't meant to be. The bias wasn't meant to be, which is completely fine. You know, because as I said, I couldn't formulate a bullish bias. I couldn't trade expecting this to be ran. I'd have to see it run on the daily first. So I'm happy with this trade, 100%. I think the internal model was there. We've generated these lows. I'm pretty sure these are equal lows. Yeah, these are literally equal lows as well. Relative equal lows. I'm dead on happy with this trade, and it's on paper as well. But even if this was on a combine or whatever, this is the trade for me, in my opinion. And it didn't work out. I've taken trades exactly like this before, and they have worked out where we've had that internal model play out. I can probably pinpoint them in this Wednesday. Literally the internal model playing out, then the inverse with the SMT at the high. This break-even day, it was break-even, but it was the right trade to take. SMT at these highs, internal highs taken, changing the state, inverse for value gap, boom. Didn't quite get it, but it was the right trade to take. It was the same one that Justin took as well. I've not had a very... This month, 1, 2... I've had 2 winning trades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 losing days. 2 winning days. A break even. A few no trading days. That is not very good. It's not a nice monthly record, to be honest. Not nice at all. But then again, I got a payout this month. From these 2 wins, I got a payout. So, good risk management. Definitely looking for a better month. This month has been tricky. Lots of low opportunity trades taken. And I recognised that today. I recognised all the low opportunity here and avoided them. And I think this was the setup for me today. And it was a losing one. That's fine. So that's a trade recap. That pretty much wraps up the week. That wraps up the month. I will not be posting any more trade recaps or any more videos until February 10th, as I'm away all of next week. So I'm not trading all next week. And then I'm coming back February 10th, hopefully on a combine, but we'll see, because this week has been tricky. Not a single winning trade this week. We have had a few good reads on buyers, etc., but tricky week. So these weeks happen, you know. These months happen. Just got to firm them. I'm looking forward to February. Hopefully nicer price action, and can get better reads on the market, get better trades. Keep this good risk management up. It's been cracking risk management so far. I've had 2 winning days in January, and I've got a payout from them. So no complaints there. That is actually crazy. 2 winning days, but a payout in the month. That is mental. But really just got to filter out the low opportunity. And yeah, I know I need to work on. Filter out low opportunity. Wait for it to be clear. Simple as. Like even today, this trade could not have happened because I could have just sat and waited for the change in the state as well. So, you know, not gonna fret about it. I still believe I am profitable. Obviously, you got to think that anyway. If you don't think you're profitable, you're never gonna be. You've got to just act like you already are. It's not gonna, one day it's not gonna snap. You got to just act like you already are profitable. So, you know, these things happen, these bad trades happen, these bad weeks happen, these bad months happen. I don't care about them. I don't care at all, really. It is what it is. I'm taking each day on the chin as they go. I learn the lessons each day, and I apply the lessons. I avoided all the low opportunity today. So, happy. I'm happy. And that being said, that wraps it up. I'll catch you guys February 10th. Peace.